Hello and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. My name is Adam. I am the community manager of Franchise Hockey. With me, as always, and not pictured on your screen, is FHM producer Jeff. Say hi, Jeff.
Hey, everybody.
And we are back with, well, we're going to get to that in a minute. Right now, there was a lot of hockey news today. Jeff, you have something pictured on your screen that everybody's looking at. What are we looking at?
Yeah, the Seattle expansion team for, it's 21-22, not the upcoming season, but the season after that, just announced their logo and uniform design, and, well, there you have it, the Seattle Kraken.
Yeah.
Kind of like it. The logo looks good.
Yeah, I think they did a lot of interesting things with the logo. And I mean, starting off, the most notable thing I think a lot of people, if you're not paying too much attention at it, might miss is, of course, the Space Needle hidden in there on the side,
yeah.
on the top. Yeah, in the anchor. Besides that, the S, as they talked about, is a throwback to the Seattle Metropolitans. And it's just kind of a nice way to include it all. I'm still not sure on the eye myself, because at the same time, like, I know it's an eye, but it still looks kind of like a tongue to me every once in a while.
Okay.
If I look at it, kind of. Well, no, I mean, like, you look at it and it looks like the top of the mouth as the top of the S. And so it looks like it's tongue.
I guess I sort of see it now.
So the tongue looks like it's just kind of wagging there every once in a while. And so I kind of laugh and chuckle at that. I don't know. My personal feeling, I really like the color scheme. It's kind of a big thing.
It's different. I mean, I don't think has anybody mixed like red with the light blue sort of aqua color before? Teal, whatever you want to call it.
Not that's coming to mind.
Yeah, so it's at least original.
Yeah, nice things. They also said they already have plans for their third and fourth jerseys, which will include something that's more of a metropolitan throwback. I saw.
Yeah.
So yeah,
about the really thin red line on both jerseys. I don't know how that's going to look on an actual jersey.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's really necessary. Like, it feels like kind of like unimportant accent lines.
It could be there, but I mean, I think it would look better if it was a little wider.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think it's even needed, to be honest. It would have been fine without it. But hey, I mean, that's their choice too. I know I've already seen our forums are abuzz, which again, you can come on down to, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Click on the community button in the top right-hand corner. And there's several people already working on to get the jersey in the game, Jeff.
Yep.
And so that'll be fascinating to see. And yeah, so I mean, that's the big jersey news today. And I mean, we saw earlier, I guess, well, that's the big ones right now anyways. Okay. So with that, we are going to be starting our Sensational 70s stream, or coming back to it rather. Jeff, we're finally doing all right. You have us only 5 games over 500 and barely trying to make it into the playoffs.
I don't know. I think we've actually slipped a little bit from last year looking at our history. Yeah, I think we were a little farther ahead of at this point last year. I think we need to go. Yeah, we need to pretty much win out to beat last season's record. Although the attendance is climbing, that's nice. But,
yeah, so
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I said we're trying, but we're getting Boston is just cruising and destroying everybody. We were decimated in the expansion draft where we added. Who did we add? We added Buffalo and Kansas City. Kansas City. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, and you can tell we were overly generous in that because Kansas City is now leading the division.
Yeah, second in the league. So, yeah, we have some.
Although the lineup isn't that great, but I mean they did get Marcel Dion in the draft. That's helping. But just we should go back and explain briefly for anybody who hasn't seen this particular game before, where we started off in the mid '60s with sort of an alternate history thing. The Canucks coming into the league earlier. And then we sort of roughly followed the historical expansion, but not quite. We've got a few teams in earlier than they actually did, actually appeared. Kansas City and Colorado. I think Oakland had changed to California by this point. They're still Oakland here. and we'll probably be doing some, since we've turned on editing in historical mode. There won't be a WHA coming in, so we'll probably incorporate some of those teams. What did we say when we were going to do that, Adam?
Well, we talked about possibly not doing, starting in 72. We talked about not doing this next year and just kind of letting everything settle for 1 year before adding more teams.
Yeah, and then and God knows we can't really stand to lose any more depth players out of our lineup.
And plus we will see the draft expand in 72 as well. Yeah. In terms of more players.
And we're in let's see, 70-71, which is historically Boston's big season. Although they're having a great year this year, it's a little bit different. There's no Phil Esposito around, so the team is mostly just Bobby Orr. And some fairly solid players in addition to him, but maybe not quite as dominant as they actually were historically, although they've got Bernie Perrant in goal, which improves them a bit. They're going to be very tough to beat this year. Chicago, we're actually ahead of the defending Cup champions, the Hawks, by a couple of points. I think they got cleaned out pretty good in the expansion draft, too. But anyhow, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, they still are a powerhouse.
Yep. And playoff-wise, it's the top. We should probably look at maybe changing a playoff system next year. It's the top 4 teams in each division that make it in. Maybe that's okay with 16 teams. So we're a solid 9 points up on St. Louis for that last playoff spot, unless we really tank at the end here. We should be fine. Just looking at what we've done this year. Stats-wise, Red Berenson having a great season, and Guy Lapointe is having his... he finally kind of broke out last year. He's building on that this year, nearly up to 4 stars. Secondary scoring is pretty deep, although nobody's really jumping out as a big point producer after the first line. Dennis Hextall's been a nice surprise. He's been trapped in the minors for the first, 3-4 years that we had him?
Yeah, well, he finally started to develop.
Oh, no longer than that, since 1965. So he barely played there, and we were almost at the point of giving up on him, but because of the expansion draft losses, we had to bring him in this year, and lo and behold, he's worked out pretty well. And one interesting thing I noticed, flipping into the advanced stats, looking at this stuff, like the Corsi numbers,
which wouldn't exist.
Go ahead.
At this time. I said which wouldn't exist at this time.
But yeah, that third line, though, we got Claude Rose, René Robert, and it was Hextall, whereas Hextall's a little farther down there. When you start digging through their advanced stats, you start to notice, in particular, I think it was shots for per 60 minutes. LaRose, despite not really being he's been okay point producing wise this year, but he's way up near the top of the team, and Robert and Hextall are doing pretty well too. And the shots against per 60 minutes when those guys are on the ice, which is generally against one of the opposing team's better lines, LaRose, Robert, and I guess Hextall isn't that high there. Yeah, he's a little farther down, but the two of them have extremely high numbers. So Claude Rose is quietly having a very good season as a defensive forward. And I think we've got that third checking line that we needed. Oh, Robert's set to back checking forward. That's a little surprising. I guess that explains partly why he's doing so well. But we've got a third checking line that we didn't really have in the previous season, so I'm slightly optimistic that we're going to do a little better in the playoffs this year now that we're a bit better defensively.
Okay, I'm sorry, just to point this out because I just happened to look. Jeff, have you actually checked to see what some of the minor league team names are that the game spawned in?
No. Do I want to?
Oh, there's some definitely good ones that the game added.
The Omaha Gangsters. Multiple teams in Houston.
No, how do you not love the Austin Thunder Bears?
Oh, I missed that. Okay. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so the other thing is we are almost up to, I think, yeah, March 1st is the trading deadline. It's February 27th. So we are pretty much right there. I will just, oops. For some reason it thinks there's a message I haven't responded to, but I have. Just get past that. And one more day to the trading deadline.
So is there anyone or anything we absolutely need?
Yeah, well, let's take a look at the roster now. We're solid. And,
okay. I just flipped ahead one day, and there is somebody on the trade block we should probably consider trying to go for.
Okay, let's see if he's on mine as well as in your game, but
it's the top-ranked guy if he's there.
Chicago's trying to move Esposito.
Yeah.
Well, we do have Stan Mikita too, so he's semi-redundant. I don't know that we've got anything they'd be. Oh yeah, Chicago's really trying to break up the team. Glenn Hall is ready to move too, and most of these guys aren't actually with Chicago in the game. Well, Bobby Schmutz is Canuck in real life. We can try to get Esposito. I don't know that we're gonna have anything that the Hawks particularly want.
They want a goaltender.
Well, I don't know that they'd want Charlie Hodge, the guy we picked up on waivers from Montreal early in the season. Has been playing well. He's 37.
He won't be moved.
Oh, he can't. Oh, yeah, waiver pickup. Nope. Who do we have behind him? We got Gilles Gilbert, who's a pretty good prospect. Okay, so maybe they'd have some interest in him. And wow, the scout's saying that's a well-balanced offer. That's a little delusional, but and I'm thinking maybe Andre Lacroix would be enough to move it. Giving up a 3-star on our side, but that's definitely a center that would. Okay, we'll try Gilbert and Lacroix. I don't know if they're going to go for that, even though the scout thinks it works. Nope, increase the offer a little. Just a little. We're already missing our second-round pick this year, so I don't want to give that up.
No. We could give up next year's second-round pick.
See, it would help if they had a few more weaknesses. How close is Reggie Leach is still out for another month or two, so.
Okay, if you offer them the 1973 second-round pick, they will accept that. That's Gilles Gilbert, Andre Lacroix, and the 1973 second-round pick.
Okay, trying it. Yes, they did. Okay, so that's going to go through. So there, we just upgraded our scoring significantly, and we reunited the Esposito brothers.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh, boy.
Okay, so do we need to do anything else? D is about as deep as we're going to get it, I think. We've still got a couple of guys on the farm. Take a quick look at the trading block to see if there's sort of a mid-range 2-star-ish defenseman.
Okay, here's a guy who I'm not really sure we need to move, but a guy we could consider moving is Red Berenson, who's hurt right now, but he's getting some excellent offers.
Yeah, because he's our best player.
Yeah, I know, but
was until Esposito.
You can get Ken Hodge for him and take off 5 years on just doing a shop player. Montreal's offering Henri Richard.
So I'm going to look on
Kansas City's offering Ace Bailey.
Richard is 35 years old. No.
Jim Johnson.
Tim Horton from the Leafs. No. Bruins, 33-year-old Murray Oliver. Also a no. Hawks, Doug Jarrett. Nope.
Wow, you got way different offers than me.
Campbell, no. Yeah, used to get better ones than I did. Jean-Guy Greton, who's having a great year, actually, but still only 2 stars, so not going to do that. Rod Sealing, don't really want a defenseman for him. Randy Maneri, no. Jerry Meehan, briefly a Canuck in real life, but only 2.5 stars here and having a really bad year. Don Howery, who's down to 2 stars. I think he actually won the Norris one year in this game, but nope, not for 2 stars. Simon Olay, Colorado, nope, not interested. And Wayne Rivers from the Penguins, who was a big WHA star, never really did anything in the NHL and hasn't done that much here, although a little better than he actually did historically. 2 stars. Nope. Couple left. Carol Vadnais. Not bad, but don't think we really need somebody like that. And Barclay Plager, who we gave up in the expansion draft last year. And wow, he's actually gone from 1 goal with us last year to 13 with Kansas City. So no.
Oh, that's better.
Not trading our former best player. And Berenson is almost back anyhow.
Geez, yeah. Well, with the offers I got, I probably would have moved him, but what a difference.
Yeah. Trading block. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, I was going to look for... Let's see, Wojtowicz, who we gave up last year. Ed Van Imp, good shot blocking defenseman. Have we got anything on the Victoria minor league roster that... I'm going to try to shop Ron Houston and see if that gets us any decent defenseman offers, even if it's a 1.5 star guy, just like the tiny. Nope, no offers at all. And just to make sure there are no decent free agents out there, are there?
Didn't see any.
Change it to signable there to screen out all the Eastern European guys that can't come over. And yeah, absolutely nothing in the way of defensemen. So much for that. Okay, I think we're going to go ahead with this lineup. So I will just continue the next game, and then we'll figure out the post-Esposito acquisition roster. Yeah, and Berenson should be healthy by then too, hopefully. Let's see, Norm Ullman moving from, what was it? Oh yeah, Detroit to Colorado for 19-year-old Bill Haidt. A couple of not particularly significant deals, so fairly quiet trading deadline other than the Esposito thing. And Esposito can do the reverse Ray Bourque and get number 77.
All right.
Berenson's still day-to-day, but we've got a couple of days off at least. See, Mickey Redmond has a 7-game goal scoring streak going, and at the same time as his brother Dick gets suspended for 6 games.
Of course.
Okay, so Berenson is almost completely healthy, but I'm going to put him in anyhow just so we can get the lines set up the way we want. And these are only 18-man rosters at this point in the league, so... Actually, I should probably have to look that up. What year did they change it to 19-man? May need to change that in July. Oh, yeah, I think it would probably be a good idea if we dressed Esposito.
That's probably a good idea, yeah.
And John Ferguson, who's kind of winding his career down at this point, even though he's only 32, is going to have to sit out, I think. Okay, how does the AI set that up? No, I don't want Berenson in this screener with Esposito there. What would he be better at? That is his best role. Let's just put him in a basic up and down winger role and see how he does with that. Okay, so Esposito, Berenson, Connolly on the first line makes sense. I've kind of broken up that checking line I was just talking about. Let's flip that around and try to keep them intact. No, I'll do it this way. Okay, Dave Schultz, who's been having a pretty good rookie year, second year, is going to be the extra forward. And the D looks okay. Let's see, power play. That's weird. Why would I Hextall be on the first wing? Don't want that. Okay, that's better. Okay, on to the games. And we got Chicago first, so let's see if we can stay ahead of them. Just gonna sim that. Esposito goes in goal. And 4-0 shutout. Tony Esposito first start with 31 saves. Phil Esposito second start with 3 points. And the injured Red Berenson with 2 points. So, kind of like that start.
Are we going to find some bounce back with adding a big goal scorer?
Yep, we've got and LA the next night going to give Charlie Hodge the start in this back-to-back. And a 4-3 win. Another solid game for us. We are now in second place. 3 points back at Kansas City. So can we catch them?
It's going to be close.
Bobby Orr with a hat trick. Berenson is completely healthy now. That's good. Oh, and we got Kansas City up next. So this will be a big one if we want to catch them. Starting Esposito. And we win big, 7-0. Anders Hedberg with 3 goals. What does that do? 78 points. We're 2 points behind them. They've got 1 game in hand. And we have 8 games to go. 76 game scheduled or 78? I think we've only got 6 to go. Let me check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6. So it's back-to-back against Kansas City. So just going to go with the same setup against them again. And it's only a 3-3 tie this time. At least we didn't lose any ground, but would have liked the extra point there.
Take what you can get.
Bobby Orr with another hat trick. Yeah, that's not going to be fun playing against him if we make the finals this year.
That's optimistic.
So 2 points behind Kansas City. Both have 5 games remaining. 3 points up in the Hawks. They've got a game in hand on us. And Los Angeles is kind of lurking back there too. But fortunately, this game we've got last place Minnesota. So we'll give Charlie Hodge the start and goal. Don't want to tire out Esposito too much. And we just barely get through it with a 3-2 win. And Berenson's hurt again. Minor neck laceration day to day, so he might even be back for the next night. Nope. See, I want to move. Try Schultz on the first line. That should have moved him, did it? Yeah. And then try Battleship Kelly on the fourth line in Schultz's spot. Against Chicago, and we come up with a 4-1 win. Dave Dunn, surprisingly,
right.
First star with 2 assists. So I think that means Chicago's chances of passing us are pretty much done. Yeah, we're now tied with Kansas City for the league lead, or the division lead, and 6 points up on the Hawks, so they're not getting home advantage in the first round. And we have Kansas City today. Keep going with Esposito. I'd rather not wear them down, but these are pretty big games. They beat us 2-1.
Darn.
They outshot them, but oh no, they outshot us. Only 17 shots against an expansion team. That's not great. Oh, why isn't Berenson back yet? Still day to day. And we've got Oakland today. We're running out of chances to catch Kansas City. Leave Hodge in for this one. And a 4-3 win. But I don't think we're going to make it because Kansas City apparently won 2, and they are now 2 points up, but at least we've clinched the second spot overall when Chicago can't pass us. Any playoff spots? No, I think all the playoff spots are settled at this point. Going to be us against Chicago in the first round. Just got to finish this last game against the Kings, and let's really hope Berenson is healthy in time to come back. And a big win in our final regular season game, 7-2 against LA. And now Hedberg's injured. Great. Oh, just a minor one, though. Sore calf day to day, so he should be back relatively quickly.
Keeping things interesting.
And the award nominees, this was at the end of the regular season. Did we get any? Nope, not surprisingly. Hull, Orr, and Howe is the Hart nominees. No, Esposito was nominated for Vezina. And Guy Lapointe nominated for the Norris Trophy, although that's almost certainly going to Orr. Rookie of the Year, Chuck Lefley had a pretty good year in Montreal. Probably going to Dion with that 81 points for Kansas City. And Rick Martin of the Flyers, pretty good year for him too. Oh, and we're not in the running for GM of the Year. No Selke Trophy. Oh, I did Hampson, and we got 2/3 of the Lady Byng nominees, Hampson and Connolly. And Berenson is apparently almost ready to play, which is good news. Oh, and Reggie Leach may be back. Who's missed about, what, half the season? Oh, no, wait, that was last year's. Missed pretty much all the season. I think he hurt his back, didn't he?
Yes, I think it was his back.
Oh, no, torn ACL. I'm thinking of somebody else. So it gets back just in time for the playoffs. And Let's see. Okay, Berenson's healthy. Hedberg is still hurting a little bit, but he's going to go in. Schultz's positions moved to Berenson. Kelly's moved to Schultz. Yeah, maybe that. That do what I want? Yeah. Okay, so playoff lineup looks solid. Well, that's why I kept getting Hodges number 1. I've got him in the first roster spot. So let's please not get knocked out in the first round here.
Trying hard.
Playoff matchups: Montreal, Boston, Chicago, Vancouver. Oh, it's this crossover thing where does it actually crossover? Not sure. LA, Kansas City, and Toronto and the Rangers. So let's see if we can take out the defending champions in the first round. And I'm going to play these out. And 1 minute in, Chicago opens the scoring on us. Bobby Schmutz, who they were trying to trade earlier in the season. Apparently a good thing they hung on to him. Back and forth. Something's happening. Nope. Ken Hodge makes it 2-0 Chicago. There we go. Phil Esposito gets one back against his former team. 2-1 as we're approaching the end of this first. Okay, let's get that back. Nope, not going to, it looks like. Bobby Schmutz again. 3-1 Hawks. Not a great start to the series. Okay, down by 2 going into the third. I'm going to let's see. Move up the attacking pressure a bit. Try to get a few more shots on goal onto Hall.
Keeping it interesting.
Well, going to get an early one. Maloney makes it 3-2. So within 1, 15 seconds in. That's a nice start. Just need one more. Come on, guys. Halfway through the period. Ah, there we go. There's a tying goal. Esposito again. 3-3 tie. And we seem to be doing better with a little more aggressive approach, so I'm going to leave it like that. And can we get a late one, or are we going into over? Oh, no. Keith Magnuson for the Hawks. 3 minutes to go, and then we're down 4-3. And, yeah, with the goalie out, nothing happens. 4-3 Hawks, game 1. Okay, that's disappointing.
Rough start.
Game 2. I'm going to go with the same lineup. But I'm going to start with slightly more aggressive tactics out of the gate. But again, Chicago with none of them. They had the early advantage in shots, but that turned around. Back and forth. Who's got this one? Phil Esposito, 1-0 Canucks.
Keeping it interesting.
Be nice if we got some hot goaltending here. Haven't really had that much of that for us in the playoffs. And Ted Hampson makes it 2-0 Vancouver. And Bobby Hull cuts the lead to 2-1. Midway through the second period. Looks like a pretty close game. Shots are almost dead even. Oh, I thought we were getting one there, but it turned out to be a Chicago goal. That's Stapleton. It is now tied 2-2.
Ah.
So we are pretty much evenly matched with these guys at this point.
Which you would kind of expect.
Yeah, well, we're on the way up, they're on their way down. Late penalty on us, but we managed to kill it. And this one's going to overtime. They are out shooting us pretty handily, though, 44-30. So I'm going to back up that attacking approach a little bit. Shoot a little more often. Actually, I'm going to bump up that passing frequency a little more too. Let's see if that helps.
Shouldn't hurt anything.
Few early shots for us, apparently. No. Ken Hodge halfway through the period. And we are down 2-0. Just gave away our home advantage completely. Player development report. Ferguson still going downhill. Other than that, nobody important. Hedberg continues to improve. Reggie Leach got a couple of points of improvement despite missing most of the season. Still 1 to 2 weeks out, apparently. And Hedberg is fully healthy now, at least. Now, what am I going to do here? Try swapping Schultz out for Ferguson. See if the veteran helps us any there. Can't really do anything else on the other wings. Got so little depth after that expansion draft. And just change the default. Shooting and passing. Bump the tempo up a little bit. That'll be our default from now on. Game 3.
And the pressure's on.
Got to do something here. Or no. Well, that's good. 25 seconds in, first shot of the game. Bobby Hull gets a goal for Chicago. And we're in Chicago, too. This is not looking good. Piled on a few shots in the middle of the period, but nothing's going in. Actually got a ton. We were out shooting them pretty badly. And Harry Howell ties it up for us. And we've got a big 19-11 shot difference in the first period. So maybe that's a sign of good things to come.
Here's hoping.
Tactical changes may be working, or having Ferguson in helps. Either way, I'll take it, although they're kind of evening it up now. Going back and forth. Bobby Schmatz again. 2-1 Chicago. And in the third period, we're going to have to push a little harder for a goal. Not working so far. Halfway through the period. Getting some shots. Nothing's going in. And Phil Esposito kills us. Or not. Tony Esposito, rather. Gives up a goal. I keep seeing Esposito and thinking it's Phil. Thinking we're going to get a goal. But no, Bobby Hull's scoring on his brother. 3-1 Hawks. Down 3-0 in the series. Wait, this wasn't best of 5, was it? It was best of 5. That's the season. We got swept. Not impressed.
It's a disappointing end to the season.
Yep, so I'm going to have to... Oh, apparently John Ferguson managed to get suspended for 7 games in that one.
Well done.
Let's see if he's even with the team next year.
Well, I advanced a little bit ahead of you, and he did, in fact, retire in my game.
Yeah, he's getting to the point where he did in real life, too. Oh, Esposito was an expiring free agent. Let's take care of that. Once, what for the time was a pretty huge deal. Gotta cut that down a little bit in the first couple of years, but just enough to save a tiny bit of money. See if he goes for it. Nope, he wants the whole thing. Well, he's going to get it. I can't afford to lose him.
Letting him walk would be probably not the best choice.
I mean, we'd hold on to his rights because they don't have free agency at this point, but annoying your best player, probably not a good plan. And any expiring ones on the minor league team that need to be dealt with. Noah Price, who's probably going to retire, 35 years old. I'm going. Nope, we've got, you can see the asterisks all down here. Show we have everybody renewed that is going to have an expiring contract. So we're just pretty much in a holding pattern until the draft. We'll see how the playoffs turn out. And Esposito signed his deal.
This is not a very strong draft either.
Reggie Leach is finally ready after the season ends. Nice going, buddy.
Well done.
And how the playoffs going? Chicago is tied. Their series. Oh, Montreal upset the Bruins. They swept Boston 3-1 and 3-0 in the first round.
Wow.
Oh, Ken Dryden almost history repeating, although I think it's Vachon's actually starting for him right now. I'm curious. Let's... or actually, no, I want to do this. Yeah, it is Vachon that's playing in the playoffs. So not a repeat of history where the Bruins, or Dryden shut down the Bruins in 1971, I think it was. And on the other side, Kings surprisingly knocked off Kansas City and now are up 3-1 on the Rangers. So we could get 2 number 4 seeds in the final.
That would be interesting.
Both top teams in both divisions got knocked off. We were the number 2 team. And the only higher seed, only team that had home ice advantage in the first round was the Rangers. And they're about to get knocked off. They're down 3-1. Reggie Leach finally back. Okay, move him to the active roster. Playoffs, yeah, Chicago did knock off Montreal, and LA finished the Rangers, so we've got the number 3 seed, but defending champion Chicago Blackhawks against the number 4 seed in their division, LA Kings. So I think this is going to go Chicago's way pretty easily. I did not expect them to defend that cup this year. Quiet development report for us.
Hello, James. Thanks for coming to watch the stream. Yeah, this is not a very strong draft, so the fact we only have 1 pick isn't a bad thing.
And amazingly enough, in the Cup final, Game 7, LA defeats Chicago.
Wow.
7-4 win, and they're the first expansion team to win a cup.
Oh, wait, not even you, Jeff? Oh, that's terrible. You got beat by another team.
Bobby Hall had 4 points in the final game, but Glenn Hall, yeah, they've been trying to move Glenn Hall as their goalie, and I guess he gave up 7 goals in the last game, so that may accelerate that process. So that may be the last gasp of the Hawks in this game, but big upset for the Kings. Although, yeah, who's the captain of the first expansion team to win the Cup in real life? Bobby Clarke. Who's the best player on the Kings in this one? Bobby Clarke.
Of course.
Only it helps they've also got Gilbert Perreault. And no,
it's not a bad Kings team.
Yeah, I was going to say, did Don Cherry make it onto that? But it's actually his brother Dick, who had a really good year, come to think of it, 39 points. But goaltending, DeJordy and Arnie Brown, they must have gotten... How did they get through the playoffs like that? Okay, Clark, Tom Webster, their future GM in real life in the Gretzky years. Had a big season, good playoff. Ted Irvin, father of Chris Jericho. Huge playoff, 18 points in 16 games. And Dick Cherry, 10 points in 11 games. Yeah, just a bunch of guys overperforming all the way through the playoffs. And DeJordy, yes, yeah, there we go. That's why they made it through. 927 save percentage from their two-star goalie. And let's look at the depressing news. And I mean, Esposito did reasonably well. 918 save percentage for us, but did we get production from anybody? Not really. Yeah, Dennis Hextall finally got shut down completely in the playoffs. Well, if we hadn't traded for Esposito, that would have been even uglier. We finished with 13 points in 9 games for us, then another 3 goals in 3 playoff games. So, into the off-season. Might as well get the draft done here and then cycle this around to the start of the next season and finish up. And we said we're not going to expand this year, right?
No expansion.
So I don't think there's anything we need to wait on. Oh, we got the award winners. Oops. Gordie Howe, surprisingly, getting the Hart over Orr. 43 years old, 95 points. Tom Webster gets the Conn Smythe. Yeah, he did pretty well. Cesar Maniago, a Canuck in real life, but not in this game, gets the Vezina over Esposito. Bobby Orr, the obvious Norris winner. Marcel Dion, no surprises, the Calder. Harry Sinden, who's running the Blues instead of the Bruins, as GM of the Year. Dave Keon gets the Selke. I don't think that's his first. Hull. Oh, Bobby. Oh, I was going to say that was Bobby Orr. It's Bobby Hull got the Ross with 104 points, so pretty far back where the actual Ross winner this season, which was Esposito, had. He had 152 points this year in real life, which was the record for quite a while, until Gretzky came along. Oh, Charlie Hodge won the save percentage award.
Not a bad waiver claim.
And Ted Hampson gets the Lady Byng. Only 28 penalty minutes in 76 games. So at least we got one award there. All-Star teams. Guy Lapointe makes the first All-Star team besides Bobby Orr, the other defenseman. And Tony Esposito is the second team goalie. Anybody surprising on there? Not really. It's Hall, Makita. Yeah, that's why they were. See, that's why the Hawks were willing to move Phil Esposito to Stan Makita, continuing to have big years for them. 5 stars. Butch Goring, kind of surprising choices. The second team All-Star center. And on to the draft. Not really looking to make any trades during the off-season. Got the Hall of Fame vote. And our contract was renewed. despite the playoff
Yeah.
sweep. Oh, we got a couple of staff contracts to extend. And our end of season summary. Reached playoffs, check. Winning season, check. That is about it. No negatives. Season score of 19. It's something at least. And 3 points to use. Gonna go on heavier on the coaching side there.
Probably a good plan.
Okay, and switching over to the next day. Let's see what there was a couple of things we wanted to change here, I think. I'm going to make the playoff series first round best of 7, but I'm going to stick with the yeah, I'm going to stick with the same basic playoff system, but switch it to the first round of best of 7. No other changes. I am going to bump the schedule up to 78 games. Whoops. I think that's where they at this point. And I'm going to change the dress list to 19, so we're going to have one more skater next year. Anything else we need to change, Adam?
The only other thing we could do is, I just got to look here, is we're all still on the, oh, never mind.
What?
We're not. We're in the East and West, so we could put them into divisions, but.
I'd wait until we'll expand by,
Yeah.
2 or 4 teams next year, and I think we can split them up at that point. And yeah, I think the rest of that is okay. And yeah, that's auto-generated new schedule. That's all fine. Oh, check the news to see if anything interesting happened. Probably have a few retirements. Yeah, John Ferguson did retire in this game.
That's expected.
And Tim Horton retires from the Leafs, gets his number retired. So nice that he got to do that in this game. Gilles Tremblay, Jim Briaco, Langerfield, no other really big names retiring. We are drafting 12th overall. Board confidence. Wants to be okay. Our owner wants to be in the playoff race this year. And oh, the Bruins apparently, okay, that's kind of terrifying. The Bruins apparently relieved their GM after the end of last season and brought in Scotty Bowman to replace him. So as if they weren't good enough already, now we got Scotty Bowman coaching Bobby Orr.
Perfect.
That's not great. Okay, on to the draft.
This is the Lanny McDonald draft. And we only have one pick in it.
And I assume we're not getting Lanny McDonald with that one.
No, I don't think so. I had, in my game, we were drafting around 9th. So I'm guessing you're probably going to be something similar.
12th.
12th.
And draft is today. Also the Richard Brodeur draft. Steve Shetland.
That
This
is
is actually not too bad in the first round. I think we may be able to get one decent player here. The Flyers surprisingly go for Denny Herron as the first overall pick. That's an upset.
You know what? In my game, Minnesota had the first pick, and they still made him too. First pick.
Surprising. Got to look at how the AI is looking at goalies in the draft. I'm just going to do pick until human. See how the McDonald went second overall to Minnesota.
That's what happened.
In the top 5.
Sorry, who went yours?
The first 5 were Herron, McDonald, Brodeur, Schutt, Barber.
Wow, Barber went 8th in mine.
Yeah, it makes more sense for him to be that high. Okay, so we've got a couple of great players at the top, but we'll never see them. Milan Novi and Trechak. So we're not drafting them.
There's also a guy we would be waiting on for a long time, but he might show up.
Helmut Balderas, who will eventually come and play for the NHL in the mid-'80s.
Well, Helmut, yes. I was looking at Stastny.
Oh, Marion Stastny, yeah. Okay, we'll get in the early 80s, so it's only another 10 years.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. P-Wog shows up to say, go Wings.
Yeah. Okay, so our choices here. Anders Kalur, decent offensive winger, Swedish guy. Not going to be ready for a few years yet. Didn't really start playing in the NHL until the late 70s. Larry Patey, great checking forward. Still not that developed, only half a star. Wouldn't help us right now. Don Lever, who could theoretically play for us next year and was the Canucks' actual pick this year. 1.5
You want to try maybe moving a first-round pick? Trade away a first-round pick and see if we could get a first-rounder next year.
I don't know if we want to do that because we lost so much depth last year in that expansion draft.
I know, but we're not going to have one. All right. A guy who's farther down, but we know who will actually produce is Bill Nyra up there.
I think he may have gone already.
Yeah, he didn't go till pick 32 in mine.
Oh, no,
he's only two-star potential.
2 stars. Yeah, no, I'm not going to use the first rounder on that, though.
Oh, we don't have a second rounder.
Got Jim Watson as one potential pick. Do we want defenseman or do we want a forward? The forwards are definitely better here. Tom Lysiak, who I think was the first or second overall in the real draft this year. But I don't look the way I've got him rated. He seems a little underrated at this point. I think I'm going to go with Don Lever because A, he's an actual Canuck, and B, he's clearly the best guy that we've available right now. Oh, wait. Phil Russell. No, he's only 2 stars potential. Nope. And Ferguson is just retired, so we've got that. Oh, no, because Schultz and Kelly are ready to move up into that. Looking at that forward lineup again. Actually, no, we don't really need another winger, do we? And Leach is back. Okay, maybe we do need a
draft
defenseman.
him. Just draft him.
Okay,
There's nobody
I'm
really
actually
good.
I'm actually going to go with Jim Watson, who's a BC native. Good, solid defensive defenseman, 2.5 star potential.
He went 1 pick ahead in mine of Bill Nyrop, who went 31st overall.
Yeah, I've taken him at 12, so we'll see if that works out. Nyrop actually went 32nd in this one.
Which is what I said in mine. He went.
And who went after we picked? Kansas City. Tom Vladon went for an offensive defenseman. And a couple of defensemen right after that. Lysiak slips into the second round. Lever didn't go until 23rd overall to the Bruins. Or no, to the Blues. Okay, so
before you go any further, you might want to grab another goaltender.
Yeah, we got 5, but yeah.
Do we have 5? I thought we only have 4 because we traded
only
one.
Got 4, yeah. Sorry, you're right.
And so I was just thinking on my UFAs, there's a 21-year-old goaltender. Gary Bromley.
And again, a future Canuck, so that makes sense.
If he's on yours. P-Wog, I don't know. Did you see our Minnesota Wild game last week? Because if you did, you would have seen that Detroit won the Stanley Cup in our game. Much to the surprise of everyone.
Okay, so gave Bromley an offer. Anybody else floating out there of interest? Gonna grab elderly Howie Young, just as some minor league depth. And maybe one forward too. We'll go with Bob Cook.
Well, we just did the draft, but yeah, you can watch the video on demand of us.
Everybody signed. Jim Watson, first draft pick signing.
I don't know if you want to touch this right now, but you have a huge amount of undrafted or upcoming free agents, rather, not undrafted, upcoming free agents.
Well, not. I mean, 3-year contract maximum length right now, I think so.
You have 22 players as upcoming free agents. Yeah. Are you seriously telling me that over half of your roster is not huge?
Look at it, no, it's mostly minor league guys. The actual starting roster. Hodge, LaPointe, Hampson, Hextall maybe, and Howell, although he's getting older.
Hedberg.
Oh yeah, Hedberg's in there too. Yeah, okay, now we can get those done during the season though. Nothing urgent about them, and even then, no free agency at this point, so don't have to worry about that. I'm just going to take a look at the way the lines will look for next year. I'll have that extra player. And 2 extra games. Okay, I think we are pretty much done there, as disappointing as this season was. There's always next year, although it's this year now. And then I think we'll expand in the upcoming off-season by, I don't know, 2 teams, maybe 4 teams. Get some of the WHA teams into this, so since the league won't actually be there.
We'll see how it works out. So with that, should we wrap it up?
Go ahead. I'm just going to take a quick look at the league history, and while you do that, go ahead.
All right. So thank you very much for tuning into another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. We typically stream every Thursday night now at 7 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/OOTP Developments. You can also reach out to us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Franchise Hockey Manager. On Twitter, we're at Franchise Hockey. We can also find a link to our official Discord in our Twitter bio. Of course, you can come on down to our official website as well, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Click on the community button in the top right-hand corner, which will bring you to our official forums. We can come talk about Franchise Hockey Manager, Out of the Park Baseball, Perfect Team, or anything else. And I guess we should mention, because baseball is back, Out of the Park Baseball 21 is on sale right now. And as we also mentioned in our last stream, is Franchise Hockey Manager 6 is down now to a $19.99 USD price point as well.
Yeah, and we will actually have a little bit of news coming for FHM 6 in the next few days, and that's 6, not 7. The 7 news will be a little farther off. In the next few days as the NHL gets ready to resume their season. So we have a look for an announcement probably sometime end of next week, hopefully. One more little surprise coming for you guys from FHM 6. But we will be back next week with Adam's Minnesota Wild game, where he hopefully does better than we did in the playoffs this time. And
well, our huge signing should help.
Yes, it should. Spent a lot of money on him, so better be worth it. Okay, and thanks for coming out, everybody, and we will be back same time next week.